another episode of Treats on the Streets. My name is Gavin. We have an exciting topic to talk about today, as you may have been able to tell from the title, and that is some hidden features of your BMW that you may have no idea even exist. Let me relate it to, say, a cell phone that you might have, where after a year or so of using it, you find this cool feature that you would have been using the whole time if you had known it was there. Finding these things out is kind of like finding money in your pocket. They're things that if you just went about your day using the car's normal functions, you might never find out about. And that's a shame because some of them are surprisingly convenient and quite useful. Now, I obviously don't know everything that every BMW can do. Here's just a handful of them that I thought were cool, so let's get into it. This first one's pretty cool, and it's kind of E36 specific, although in a different way it can apply to most BMWs. So most E36s don't have a key fob, they just have a key. So for those of you who don't have key fobs, this one's especially useful. Say it's a nice summer day, you've been driving with the windows down, and if you have a sunroof, the sunroof open, you get out of the car and go to lock it, but you realize that you forgot to roll up your windows and to shut your sunroof. At that point, you may think you have to get back in the car, put your key in, turn it on, roll up your windows, and then shut your sunroof. But you don't have to. All you gotta do is put your key in the lock and hold it in the lock position, and then your windows start to go up. Once the windows are up, your sunroof will close too. All you gotta do is hold it in the lock position until it's all ready to go, and then your car's locked and everything's shut. Now let's say that you don't have an E36 and you do have a key fob. Say a newer BMW like an E92 or something like that. If you want to shut the windows and you're out of the car, all you gotta do is push the lock button and then push it again and hold it. By doing that, it should let the windows roll up, and some BMWs will even do it the opposite way, where you hit unlock and then hit unlock and hold it again, and it'll roll everything down for you. And that's especially convenient in the summer because if your car's hot, you can let the hot air out before you have to get in. This next one doesn't really cause any convenience, but it's a pretty cool feature that a lot of you may not know about. If you look on your E36 inside the fuel door, there's a little hole right here. And there's a little notch in the fuel door itself right here that corresponds with that hole when you shut it. What that is, when you shut your fuel door and you lock your car, a little plastic rod shoots out of there into the fuel door and locks it shut so you can't open it. If yours isn't working, commonly the fuses blow or the actuator itself goes out, so take care of those and yours will work as well. This next one's pretty cool, kind of boring, but I was driving the other day and I saw this weird thing on the left side of the steering wheel. I looked it up and supposedly this thing is called a blinker. Now if you look closely, there's an L and an R on it, and if you push it down, it makes the lights flash on the left side of the car. And if you push it up, it makes them flash on the right. And I think what this is supposed to do is let other drivers know which direction you're planning on going. Maybe it's a safety thing, maybe it's a courtesy thing. I don't really see the use for it, but there it is nonetheless. Now those of you guys who live in a cold climate are going to appreciate this one. So this one applies to E36s with the winter package. And although this one I'm saying applies to E36s, a lot of this stuff can be found on other BMWs as well. So, E36s that are equipped with the winter package have heated windshield wiper nozzles, which are going to stop it from freezing up when you're trying to spray on your windshield and clean it off. It also comes with heated side mirrors, and the one that I personally think is the coolest are heated door locks. You may have run into the problem where you try to put your key in the door and it just won't go in because it's frozen solid. So, to activate this cool feature, when you go up to your car and you can't get the key in the lock or you can't get it to turn because it's frozen solid and you don't have a key fob, is walk up to your locked car and pull the handle up. And as you can see when I did that, the light turned on inside. And that means that the heated locks have been activated. Now inside of this door lock mechanism, there's a little heating element that goes around it. And when those lights go on, it activates it and starts to heat up your lock and melt the ice so that you can get in your car. Now for the last one, which is arguably my favorite one out of all these that I'm going to show you today. And that is how to get a digital tachometer as well as a speedometer on your E36. So what you're going to need to do to get this one to work is you'll need to know what the difference is between your first position on the key and the second position, which is that. If your fuel gauge goes up, you know you have it in the second position and that's the wrong one. You've gone too far. So what you want to do is hold down this button here first with the car off. And while depressing that button, turn your key to the first position. When that happens, this little test thing will come up and you let go, and it will cycle through some tests, which I believe there are 6 of them. After it goes through all 6, your gauges will sweep. Now that's pretty cool, but if you want to access the other features, there's a little different procedure that you have to do. So let's start over. So what we want to do to access these extra features is kind of what we did before, but with the car off, you hold this reset button, put your key in, turn to the first position, and when you see test, you don't want to wait. Just start hitting the button until you get to 15. When you get to 15, you want to hold it down. You'll see it say lock on, you keep holding it, it will say off. At that point, push the button again multiple times until you go to number 7. And there's your digital tachometer. Start the car. And there it is. Now if you want to go to the speedometer, you push it one more time to 8, and there it is. Now obviously I'm not moving anywhere, so it's just going to say 0, but if you were to drive, that would be a digital speedometer. Now if you cycle through these other tests, there's other functions that this thing will do, but those are the main 2 that we're going to talk about today. And when you want it to be back to normal like this, all you got to do is take out the key, and when you start the car again, it's going to be back to normal. Well guys, I think that's about all the hidden features we're going to go over today about your BMW. Hopefully it opened your eyes to some cool stuff that your BMW can do that you had no idea about. Now if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back for yet another video, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And we do a lot of E36 related stuff, a lot of just BMW related stuff, and German car related stuff. We do some informational videos, some crazy drives. 583. Needless to say, we have a lot of fun here. And don't forget, if you like today's video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one.